Hello everyone. I know a lot of you are afraid. There is a lot of fear in you before you go for the examination. Exams are just 4 days away, and there is a fear of forgetting things. This happens with a lot of students, and this one will apply to each one of you listening to this video. You'll be thinking that I've forgotten this concept, I've forgotten this adjustment, and one important thing that you need to keep in mind is every one of you are sailing in the same boat. That is the thing you have to accept. And at this point of time, my only request and suggestion to each one of you watching this video is don't fight the fear. Okay, if it is coming up, accept it, and we need to understand that it is a part of the natural process. That is the first thing. Second thing, a lot of you might be having low confidence, thinking that revision is not complete, syllabus is not complete, we have only done 80%, we have only done 90%. Whatever is the status, my suggestion to you here is, if you are 80% prepared, 85% prepared, if you go with 100% confidence with that 80-85%, you will get better marks in the examination. So first thing I want to address is this fear factor. You have to accept it. And because FR being the first paper, a lot of you are writing this examination after 2 to 3 years of gap after writing CA Inter, there will be a lot of uncertainty. How do we handle and all of that? First thing, accept. Second thing is, try doing some deep breathing exercises. Okay, so when you get into deep breathing exercises, the fear automatically subsides. That's the first thing. Second most important thing that you have to keep in mind is, even if you are 90% prepared, take this as 100% and go and write the examination. That is more important at this point of time. Don't try to make this 90% by watching new lectures. I want to make it 100%. Nothing doing. In the next 4 days, you are not watching any new concept, you are not watching any new topic. Whatever is done is done. That is what your focus should be. That is the first thing. Now, second thing, if you have not yet prepared a plan, I have given a broad framework to have this 4 to 5 day preparation, right? Starting from 1st of January onwards, how to plan the next 4 days. Okay, the first thing is, each day, my suggestion, if you have a different strategy that has worked for you in CA Intermediate, no problem, follow that. But my thing would be, take one heavy chapter each day. Okay, financial instrument, Ind AS 103, 110, 115, 116. Take one heavy chapter each day. Then these are other chapters where I have seen a lot of students struggling or getting confused with the adjustments. So every day one big chapter, followed by second line of chapters where there are a lot of adjustments or confusing points where you need to focus on revision, and after that other chapters whenever time permits. So sometimes what happens is, let us say after lunch you feel sleepy. Okay, now if you're sleepy, at that point of time you should not be doing financial instruments or consolidation or business combination. That point of time you should be doing Ind AS 2, Ind AS 16, Ind AS 40, simpler standards. So you have to figure out which time of the day you are high on energy. There you focus on first two category, and other chapters you do when you are low on energy or when you are just trying to relax, kind of a thing. Okay, that is the thing you have to do for the next 4 days. Okay, then while revising, my advice to each one of you is, don't solve all the questions. Okay, if required, you can have a look at my 140 day 140 question list, go through those questions. Don't try to solve each and every questions fully, because that will result in wastage of time. Okay, so what you have to do is, for bigger chapters, let us say Ind AS 103, 110, solve 3 or 4 questions fully. After that, just look at the adjustment and see, can you handle those adjustments? And in fact, I have prepared a list of 25 adjustment, master list of adjustment for these 2 chapters. You can have a look at them. For those of you who are looking for revision support, I have already done revisions of these chapters, and also the asset-based standards 115, 116. All of that is available on our YouTube channel. You can make use of that. But if you have already done the revision, at this point of time, you should be revising those points that you are finding difficult. Okay, then have your own list of confusing adjustment. So when you are revising right now, okay, if you are revising right now and you feel that, array, how did I forget this adjustment, how did I miss this adjustment, if you come across any such adjustment, have your own list. It is not my list, it is not some other faculty's list, it should be your list. Okay, for example, if you get confused between replacement awards, If you are confused, point it out separately. And this applies to all the subjects. Wherever you have been, finding it difficult to remember, recall, or you are confused, have your own list, revise that on the day of examination so that you don't miss out or make mistake in the examination. That is one. Then the syllabus is vast. FR itself is a quite a vast subject. The important points from each chapter, each standard, you can get in the LDR section or resources section. In 75 pages, I have compiled it. It will take hardly 3 to 4 hours for you to go through that. Okay, so that should be your approach for the 4-day that is coming up. And the most important, how do we do or how do we handle the exam day? This is the most important thing. Correct? All of are putting so much of efforts. You have been preparing for such long time for this examination day success. Now here, our paper is 30 marks MCQ and 70 marks descriptive. You have 84 marks, out of which you have to answer 70 marks, which is you have to select 5 questions. The moment you get the paper, first question you will not read immediately because that is anyways a compulsory question. If you read it and if you find that the adjustments are confusing, you will unnecessarily get scared. Okay, so you will not be reading this first question on the date of examination. Out of remaining 5 questions, whatever is left, you will try to figure out. In most cases, you can figure out. If not, at least try to figure out that question which you can answer with 100% confidence. So, the best question number 4, 5, 4A, 4B, whatever is the question, the best question as per your preparation, you should start your answer with that. And my advice to my students also has been, this MCQs, try to solve it in the first 45 minutes. Sir, why in the first? Why not in the between? Because MCQs are where you can get more marks. You can secure higher marks with lesser effort as compared to a descriptive question. And when you have entered the examination hall, you are high on energy. So first session of around 45 minutes, try to solve as many MCQs as possible before you go to the descriptive section. And the reason is, if in the descriptive section you get a difficult question, you will lose a lot of energy there and you will not be in a mood or fresh mind to solve the MCQs. Okay, so that should be the first thing. And while solving MCQs, always and always and always first look at the requirement of the question, do rough working and figure out the correct answer. Any MCQ you are not able to crack in 2 to 3 minutes, leave it and move to the next MCQ. Okay, you can come back to it later. So first MCQ followed by the best question that you can, best. And please ensure presentation to be slightly better so that examiners should not struggle to find your answers. An examiner gets very less amount to correct your papers. If you make his work difficult by writing, in an improper format, not writing clearly, so that will actually upset the examiner. So what you should do is, whenever you reach the final answer, circle it, use tabular format. I've seen a lot of papers on calculation of depreciation and all where tabular format is not used. Then what happens? Examiner has to put effort to search the answer. Make his work easier. Final answer, just circle it so that you get marks better. Okay, so that is one thing you have to do. Then, if at all you get a difficult question, and looking at the RTP of September attempt and also January attempt, chances are that you may get a unique or unseen question. Sir, what to do in that case? Difficult question, you should always do it at the last. Okay, difficult question, always do it at the last. That is the first thing. Second thing, especially in questions like consolidated financial statement, if 1 or 2 adjustments are difficult or new, still attempt the question. Of course, it's a compulsory question, you have to attempt it, but still attempt the question because stepwise marking will help you to score better marks. And after your revisions are done, at least cover last 3 attempts, RTPs and previous year questions, just to get comfort. No need to solve fully. Just read the question and look at how to answer the questions in the examination. I know some of you don't believe in solving RTPs before the exams or thinking that previous year questions are not repeated. Let me tell you, there have been cases where previous attempt question has been as it is asked in the next attempt. Okay, so we cannot predict that. So always advisable, spend some 3-4 hours to quickly glance through RTPs and previous year question so that you have a grip on how questions are asked in the examination. Okay, so difficult question, we will always do it at the end. 1 or 2 difficult adjustment, will not leave the question. And questions on both financial instrument and Ind AS 102. don't make silly calculation mistakes or rounding off mistakes, because here if you do everything right, you will get 8 or 10 marks, both in 1 or 2 and financial instrument. Even if one place you make a silly mistake, rest of the question is gone. Okay, so here be slightly extra careful in both these topics, because either it is full marks or it is 1 or 2 marks only. So that is where you have to be slightly more careful while doing the calculations, right? New Year is around. There will be a lot of celebrations around you, and I know it is difficult to focus on studies at this point of time, but see, you have come so far. You have put in so many years of effort, right? Last 2 years you have been preparing for this particular day. So go to the examination center with confidence, right? I pray to God and my blessings are with each one of you. Write well, drink sufficient water. Initial 10 to 15 minutes will be difficult for you in the exam, because you are writing an examination after a gap for the first timers. Okay, so that first 10 to 15 minutes you have to manage your energy. If you feel scared, take deep breathings, try to close your eyes for 1 or 2 minutes and then attempt the paper. Don't go to the paper with a lot of fear factor, because what I've seen is FR students go with a lot of fear and then they realize that that was not the right approach, and AFM they do better. That is why you have better marks in AFM as compared to FR. So first 10 to 15 minutes you have to manage your energy and write the examination with full confidence. 80%, 90%, whatever you are prepared, with full confidence you will write the examination. All the best from my side, from the entire team of Indigo Learn, and may you see success. When the results are declared in March, you become successful and future chartered accountants. Thank you.